We're joined this broadcast by Ilham Abedini, who is an Iranian journalist and an international affairs expert. Ms. Abedini, thank you very much indeed for joining us here on this broadcast and WION. Now, for several weeks, we saw what can effectively and only be described as negotiations for an Iranian nuclear deal between the Americans and the Iranians. Is the Iranian leadership guilty of being lulled into a sort of, confidence that they would not have been attacked in this manner? Is that what happened here, where Iran was attacked at a time they were simply not prepared for an attack of this nature by the Israelis?
Thank you for having me, Mohammed. Actually, I heard that you said that nuclear facilities is targeted, but below of these nuclear facilities, we see even civilian, even some houses, some apartments has targeted, even in Tehran, in the capital city of Iran. So, and as you mentioned, we are in the negotiation process. And it was expected that on Sunday, Iran and the United States again in Oman just see and continue this negotiation. So it shows that how much it was true that Iran could not trust the United States. It is completely obvious that the United States is backing this operation. Although Donald Trump said that we just know this operation and we did not actually help and any assistance to Israel, but it's completely obvious that even if the United States in this special operation, if they didn't assist the Israeli regime, but they show this green line to them. So I myself think that, and after I discussed with some officials, some other journalists think that the United States cannot put out the responsibility of what happened today, happened in Tehran and also other cities.
Ms. Ilham Abedini, who is joining us live from Tehran at this moment. Ms. Abedini, we were speaking to you about these preemptive strikes, as the Israelis claim these attacks actually are. But the question that I want to ask you is this. In the wake of Donald Trump's post that he's put out on Truth Social, where he has said that I gave chance after chance for Iran to strike a deal, although they reached close, but they never struck a deal. Do you think it is the Americans who have backed the Israelis in carrying out these attacks on Iran's nuclear infrastructure? And what does this mean for those negotiations that have been ongoing for striking a nuclear deal with Iran and the United States?
Absolutely. I think that the Israeli regime would not do any assassination, any genocide attack against Iran, Syria, Palestinian, anyone without green light of the United States. And in this operation, I think that the United States cannot put out the responsibility of the assistance to Israeli regime. And this is, as you mentioned, we are in the negotiation with the United States. But although we were on the negotiation table, the United States did this assistance with Israeli regime. So I think that, as officials said, that the United States military bases, their personnel, they would be another legitimate targets of Iran besides of Israeli regime targets in the Israeli and I mean occupied Palestine. So I think that, as officials said, that Iran would respond firmly, I suppose, in the next hours. And I think even the United States target would be the legitimate target of Iran.
Interesting. Now, what the Israelis have hit, besides the nuclear facilities, they've effectively carried out a decapitation attack on Iran's top military leadership. The who's who of Iran's top military leadership does not now exist. With the top leadership now gone, do you think Iran is even in a position to put up a concerted sort of a response to not just the Israelis, but in fact even to the Americans who've been backing the Israelis to the hilt?
I suppose, as Israel claims, it was not preemptive strike. Since in the last 45 years, we never, Iran never strikes first. So I completely refuse this one, that this was not a preemptive strike, because Iran would not strike any
Right.
entity in the actually 45 years. And I think that in these years after the Islamic Republic Revolution, in these years, we faced many assassinations, many, even 8 years war.
Right.
So we know how we can deal with these issues.
All right, interesting. We'll have to see as to how this crisis, of course, unfolds. Ms. Abedin, thank you very much indeed for joining us and
Thank
getting
you for
us
having
all
me.
those insights there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.